Today is Thursday, June 20th. And so Terry came out and helped me by getting all the conduit up. And then he made sure there was enough hose clamps with the little hooks, little loop of metal to be able to hold the tomato trellis. So I just made these out of coat hangers and then just wrapped. I did about 15 feet per plant, and then you just kind of come down in here and wrap the cord around and around, and then stick it with a hook or a yard staple into the ground there. That's bone meal. And yesterday I watered bone meal in to all the tomatoes and peppers. When you wrap these around, I try to always wrap it one loop below the tomato set and one above. So for now I'll just kind of twist it around, and then once it starts growing more, I'll twist it again right there. So just from yesterday to today, there are definitely lots of tomatoes. Down below all this is just radishes. I'm letting some of them go until they actually get flowers on them to try to bring in pollinators and beneficial bugs. Like this is cilantro. It's going to seed. Oh, I guess there's no coriander on there yet, but there will be. So as you go through, you just take this, kind of go around, and then you just keep on going up and up. And you can let out some of the string once the tomato plant starts getting tall, so that it kind of like leans out, like this one is leaning out, and it just gives you more space to grow. More space. But the peppers are doing great. I hit them with bone meal too. Now they started to get more flowers already. Starting to get little pieces of fruit. They're just starting to go. I sprinkled bone meal all over those yesterday as well, and watered it in.
And got new ones there.
So these weren't doing too good, so I figured yesterday I would pour a little bit of bone meal into the watering pipe and put it on the surface and then water it in, and the plant has got some growth again. That one will probably as well too. So
Were those yellow yesterday?
yes, they're starting to green up. So it definitely needs fertilizer. The green beans are all starting to come in. These are asparagus beans. There was like some 2 feet ones yesterday, but I ate them. Once they get to this point, they do start growing pretty quickly. In my opinion, they taste the best when they're about this size, just for eating raw in the garden. And then these are pretty much just ant and flies seem to pollinate them pretty well. But you just see they're just coming in like crazy. There's tons of ants on them. I got these at Dollar Tree for $1.25 each. Maybe I'll put them going into the loop, into the hoop, And I was gonna save 2 for the other trellis, but I'll just put them in there for now. The loofah is doing great. Okay, I don't know what that is exactly, but or if it's supposed to be like that. I've never grown loofah, but there's a loofah. I bought some plants from a woman and she said to take the loofah and try it. She said that they're hard to transplant, but that if it did well, that we should get a lot of loofah. So I just took 2 and did one on this side of the trellis and then one on this side. So I'm going to plant some seeds in here and start them going, and then we're going to go and find some cattle panel to put over the top there. And I mix this heavily with ash from the wood stove, so hopefully that really does help with the squash bugs. I have not, bite my tongue, I have not seen any yet. So I did see one bad bug in here that I killed while I was watering. Oh, there's the other cilantro. It was on this one. It's going to seed. See, there's a ladybug. I've been trying to do little areas like this throughout the garden to give ladybugs and beneficial bugs a place to shelter. So that definitely does seem to be helping, because I have been seeing a lot of ladybugs this year, which is rare for me. You know, they'll be just like on the tomato plants. But these are all Roma tomatoes. So 2 didn't, they were just like the smallest transplants, is that one and that one. But they'll catch up. That one was small. I've just been feeding them with fish emulsion. These are all the beefsteak, and they're just the suckers. I just plucked the sucker off and put them in there. Wow, and I'm gonna leave that, I guess. That's a big sucker. I did not even realize it was there. So they're growing really well. These are large cherry tomatoes. And I don't see any fruit setting on them yet. But the suckers, even though I've plucked some of them off, the sucker regrows. It's crazy, but awesome. So like there's a sucker, just pluck it off. This is not a sucker, it's just a shade leaf to help when the tomatoes, this should give it a little bit of shade. But the sucker, I just pop off. The asparagus is doing well. The onions are seem to be pretty big. I've read about spooning, but putting the wood chips on top, the mulch, like, I just kind of come in here and loosen the soil a little bit, just to give them a little bit of room to grow. Loosen the soil around them. So I just randomly do that here and there. These obviously need to be watered way too much compared to what's in the beds. But I've just been watering them when I'm out here watering all the seeds. The little rocks painted red, it really does help. The birds come in and hit them and think that all the red strawberries are rocks, so they don't eat them. So that definitely did save a lot of strawberries. And I just, whenever I'm out here picking strawberries, I just pick up the rocks and move them over a little bit here and there. These, I think I got them wet, and the sun was coming up too much already, so it kind of baked the leaves. But they should still keep coming. Those were only just the first 2 leaves. The okra's starting pretty good. Does have holes in it. These should all be jalapenos. Some cucumbers starting. Two so far that I saw. There might be more in here. Zucchini. It's been doing good so far with the little screen house. Hopefully it stops the vine borers. The sweet potatoes all have new growth on them. I haven't planted in all the grow bags because I haven't really decided what I'm going to do in them, or if I'm going to keep the soil in them. It's just more of like a soil storage, but I need to clean all this stuff up. So yeah, that's Thursday, June 20th, with a late start to a garden. Definitely got a late start, but I'm happy that I got so much done as far as doing the raised beds. And I ordered some solar powered water pumps off of Amazon just to see how they work, and if that works, then we'll probably get some garbage cans to make into rain catchers to start watering the beds out of that. So yeah, now you have to put all this, rake it in, and plant the squash that's going to go over this trellis. Now that we're at the end of June, I will be able to do that and hopefully avoid most of the squash bugs. Hopefully they went to somebody else's house. Sorry, but hopefully. There's the large leaf stevia, sweet leaf. I should probably refill this jug. That does definitely help quite a bit to keep them wet. And then these are all going to have just things that just need not a whole lot of sun. So that's my tour for Thursday, June 20th.